So in today's class, we are looking at multiplication of algebraic fractions. So some of what we are going to be doing in today's class will be based on the knowledge we've gotten from previous classes, okay? Because each knowledge you get is a foundation for the next knowledge. So let's look at an example. So we're expected to simplify this algebraic expression here. So we have x minus 2 over 4 multiplied by 12 divided by 2x minus 4. So whenever you are given an algebraic expression to either multiply or divide, the first thing you're going to ask yourself is, do I have any opportunity to factorize? Is there any situation among the numerators and denominators that I can factorize out something? Let's look. Here, can we factorize this x minus 2? Between this term x and this term minus 2, there's nothing common, so you cannot factorize. Over here, this denominator, you cannot factorize because it contains a constant, 4. Here we have 12, so we cannot factorize. Over here, we have 2x minus 4. So do we have something that we can factorize? Yes. Between 2x and 4, 2 is common. So we can start by factorizing that. So let's look at that. So this will give us x minus 2 all over 4 multiplied by 12. And then we factorize this. 2 is common between 2x and 4. So we have 2 brackets. 2x divided by 2 will give us x. Minus 4 divided by 2 will give us minus 2. So we have been able to factorize that. So the first step is to identify opportunities to factorize. The second step is look at the numerators and denominators and see values that you can cancel out. Let's look at this. X minus 2. X minus 2. They are the same, so you can cancel them out. Right? So both situations will give you 1. So now we have 1 multiplied by 12 gives us 12. 4 multiplied by, here is 1 multiplied by 2, so we have 2. So 4 multiplied by 2 gives you 8. So at this point, do we have what we can cancel out between 12 and 8? 4 can divide both 12 and 8. 12 divided by 4 gives you 3. 8 divided by 4 gives you 2. So our final answer is 3 all over 2. So as I said, the first step is identify opportunities to factorize, either on the numerators or the denominators. So you must scan through the entire expression to see if you can factorize. So once you are done with that, the next thing is to look for opportunities to cancel out between the numerators and the denominators. Okay. Let's look at another example. Six x squared minus 3x all over x plus 1. Okay. So in this situation, we are factorizing the numerator. So let's continue. 3 all over 2x minus 1 multiplied by, if you factorize this numerator, what is common is 3x. We have 3x bracket 6x squared divided by 3x is going to give us 2x. Minus 3x divided by 3x is going to give you minus 1 all over x plus 1. So next, we've done the factorization part of the equation. The next part is to look out for opportunities to cancel out. Here in this denominator, we have 2x minus 1. Over here, we have 2x minus 1. So they can cancel out. Okay. So at this point, we have 3 over 1 multiplied by 3x all over x plus 1. So multiplying 3 multiplied by 3x gives you 9x all over 1 multiplied by x plus 1 gives you x plus 1. So this gives us the answer to the question. So we have been able to simplify this algebraic expression here. So remember, we are looking at multiplication of algebraic fractions. So this is an algebraic fraction. This is an algebraic fraction. We are multiplying them together. Let's look at the next question. So we have x squared minus 4 all over 3y squared plus y multiplied by 3y squared minus 2y minus 1 all over x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, so this seems a little bit more complex, but it is solvable. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out each of these values to see if we can factorize them. What we're going to do here, what we're going to apply here is difference of squares. So we have x squared minus 4. So difference of squares is applied when a squared value is subtracting a squared value. So here, x squared is a squared value. Is 4 a squared value? No. But 4 can be converted to a squared value because 4 is the same thing as 2 squared. So you can still write this as x squared minus 2 squared. 2 squared is the same thing as 4. So now we can apply difference of 2 squares. Applying difference of 2 squares, all we need to do is open 2 brackets. In one bracket, we are going to add these two values, x plus 2. In the other bracket, we are going to subtract x minus 2. So this is the same thing as this, okay? I covered this in that lesson. So factorizing this, we are simply going to replace it with this. X plus 2 into x minus 2 divided by, let's try to factorize 3y squared plus y. Let's factorize that. So 3y squared plus y. What is common here is y, so we'll bring it out. 3y squared divided by y is going to give us 3y, plus y divided by y is going to give us 1. So we have factorized this to this, and we're going to replace this. We will replace this with this over here. So we have y bracket 3y plus 1. Okay? So what we have here is the same as what we have here. Okay? So at the numerator, we factorize by grouping. Sorry, we factorize using difference of squares. Okay. So we go to this numerator. 3y squared minus 2y minus 1. So in this situation, we have a quadratic expression. We've learned how to factorize quadratic expressions in a previous lesson. In a quadratic expression, the coefficient of y squared is our a. So a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 2, and c is equal to minus 1. So we're going to look for two numbers that will multiply themselves to give us ac. And we know that ac is 3 multiplied by minus 1, which is minus 3. And our b is minus 2. So we are going to look for two numbers that will multiply themselves to give us ac. And look for those same two numbers should add themselves to give you b. So what are the numbers that will multiply to give you ac? We have minus 1 times plus 3. Another one is plus 1 times minus 3. So these two values will multiply themselves to give you minus 3. But among those two values, this value is going to add themselves to give you minus 2. Because plus 1 minus 3 is going to give you minus 2. Plus 1 minus 3 is going to give you minus 2. So that means we are going to replace this minus 2y with this value, minus 3y plus y. So I'm just rushing through it because that's not the focus of today's class. So we're going to have 3y squared minus 3y plus y minus 1. So we have replaced minus 2y with minus 3y plus y. So now we can factorize them. So what is common here is 3y, bracket 3y squared divided by 3y is going to give us y. Minus 3y divided by minus 3y is going to give us minus 1. And then over here, we have plus 1 is common, y minus 1. So factorizing this, we are going to have 3y plus 1 into y minus 1. So this, remember, I'm not focusing on this in this lesson because I have already taught all these in a previous lesson. So this is the same thing as this. So instead of having this, we're going to replace it with this. So we're going to have multiplied by 3y plus 1 into y minus 1. So this, what we have here is same thing as this, divided by, now we factorize this, another quadratic expression. So we go through the process again. So the value of a here is 1, the value of b here is 1, the value of c is minus 6. So a is equal to plus 1, b is equal to plus 1, c is equal to minus 6. So we are looking for two numbers that will multiply themselves to give us AC, which is plus 1 times minus 6, and those same two numbers will add themselves to give us b. b is plus 1. So let's look at the numbers that will multiply to give us minus 6. We have plus 1 times minus 6, minus 1 times plus 6, plus 2 times minus 3, minus 2 times plus 3. All these numbers will multiply themselves to give you minus 6. But among those numbers, the only number that will add themselves to give you plus 1 is minus 2 plus 3. These are the numbers that will add to give you plus 1. So we are going to use them to replace this. So we are going to have x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 6. So we use these values to replace plus x. So now we can factorize. We have, between these two, x is common. X squared divided by x will give you x. Minus 2x divided by x will give you minus 2. Plus 3x and minus 6. What is common is 3. 3x divided by 3 is going to give you x. Minus 6 divided by 3 is going to give you minus 2. Okay, so bringing the values outside the bracket together, we have x plus 3 into x minus 2. So this algebraic expression has been factorized to become this. So we're going to replace this with this over here. Okay, so we have x plus 3 into x minus 2. So I'm going to wipe off all these. Okay, so now we've factorized all these values to get this. So the next thing we're going to do is look for opportunities to cancel out values. So over here we have x minus 2. Over here we have x minus 2. So we can cancel them out. Over here we have 3y plus 1. Over here we have 3y plus 1. So we can cancel them out. So what do we have next? X plus 2 multiplied by y minus 1. X plus 2 into y minus 1 all over y into x plus 3. So this becomes our answer. So there's no need to continue multiplying both sides. You are expanding it further, so you can just leave your final answer like this. Okay? It looks complex, but if you are already understood how to factorize each of these values, then it's easy to convert this expression to this. So once you can convert this expression to this, then all you need to do next is just find similar values and cancel them out. So we have seen how to multiply algebraic fractions. So what we're going to do next is how to divide algebraic fractions.